Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is video number 7 and I expect you've gathered by now it's going to be on the subject of Prattware bird plates. This is an absolutely fascinating subject. The quality cannot be overstated. It is simply some of the finest examples of the art of underglaze multicolour transfer printing by the Pratt process ever produced. So I'm going to run through to show how I chose to display these and the different subject matters. Might give you some ideas, some inspiration. Some of you will already be familiar with the subject of the range of bird wear. For others, this will be a new experience. So let's walk through this together. So I'm just going to step up and show on this shelf. I have most of the bird subjects. I think I'm only missing one. So we start off with a double-handed mug, which is very interesting. It features the storm petrel, and you get 2 for the price of 1 basically, because on the reverse side features the woodpecker. Now just have a look at the quality of colour and detail, bearing in mind that it took some 4 to 5 separate transfer processes with firing in between to achieve the final colour balance. The transfer was not simply applied in multicolour onto the pottery. It had to be done by a technique of firing and the use of different engraving plates to give a different effect for each of the prime colours that were used. I'll be explaining a bit more, trying to illustrate using, I've actually got something from the Spode factory, but that will be on another video. So moving along, we then see the reed warbler. Again, just take a look at that. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. I mean, is that not 3-dimensional? I mean, they all are. Now we come to another mug, and this one is the, let me get this right, the red-backed shrike. And to the reverse, we can see the, now I've gone and forgotten it, the woodpecker. There we are, look at that. That's an enormous mug, isn't it? Look at the comparison in size between those mugs. So they were never really intended to be used, and neither were the plates. They really were for display purposes, because the Victorians appreciated what was a new innovation in the art of decorating pottery. And instead of using hand painting, you could use multicolour transfers to produce an effect that was quite something else. So we just move along a bit and we'll have a look then. We change ground from this sort of brick red ground through to a green, and we have there the cuckoo. Look at that, isn't that staggering? Now that, next to that we have a mug with 2 prints on it. There and there. Now that is the bullfinch. This one is, I think that's a wren. Correct me if I'm wrong. There may be ornithologists amongst you, I'm sure there are. We're going to move along to the next plate, and that is a goldfinch, I think. So there we are, just have a look at that. What beautiful, beautiful transfer is that. Then moving on to another mug where we have 2 prints. One is the bullfinch and one is a goldfinch. So there's the bullfinch. On the other side we have the goldfinch. I think I've got that round the right way. I'm not a particular bird fan of the wild variety, But I have to say, these absolutely wow me. The quality is just phenomenal. Now, next to that, we have the Sea Eagle. Very majestic, beautiful thing. And down below that, a further mug with bullfinch and goldfinch, I believe. There. So always worth remembering with the mugs, you often get 2 prints for the price of 1. There is a cup and saucer at the end, which I won't attempt to lift up. It has the nightingale and again a goldfinch, and the saucer actually has a red-back shrike. It's a bit too awkward for me to safely, sorry, I'm doing the wrong one. There it is. It's a bit too awkward for me to pick up and hold the mobile phone at the same time. If anyone would like to see anything further of that cup and saucer, just send me a message and I'll add a posting especially for you if you like. So I'm just going to move down to the second shelf. We're going to kick off here with condor and snake. Now look at that. Isn't that just the most stunning thing? Absolutely superb. Now moving down to an interesting mug, because here instead of 2 prints for the price of 1, you actually get 3 prints for the price of 1. So so there we are. And the prints on here is the blue tip there, and then we have a goldfinch and a yellow hammer. So let me get this round the right way. There is the yellow hammer, very clearly doing its thing. Look at that. It's performing somersaults to get hold of them. Can you just see it? To get hold of the insect there. Isn't that superb? And there's the third print round there. Stunning. Next to that, another example of the Sea Eagle. Very majestic. Next to that, we have the Kestrel. Look at that, with castle ruins in the background. Next to that, we have the buzzard. And there we are. Again, with ruins in the background. Victorians always like to, well, often include ruins where there's a rural background. It was a great favourite of theirs. Now, next to that, we have, what are they called? Oh gosh, no, I've forgotten. What are they? Bullfinch and canary, is that right? I think so. Next to that, we have condor and snake again. Just a different colour ground. I'm just going to step down now and we'll have a look again at another triple printed mug. Now this features the bullfinch, the wren and the goldfinch. So there we are, 3 prints. 1, 2, 3. Next to that, we have bullfinch and canary, possibly. Yes, a bullfinch and canary. Look at that. And then a magnificent snowy owl next to that. And of course, what we do all know, even if we're not ornithologists, we know the robin, dear robin, there, featured in a traditional winter scene. Aren't they just lovely? And finishing off shelf below, we have the kingfisher. Beautiful. And next to that, the swallow, which was a very popular subject, so much so that they produced a jug amongst other items. Isn't that magnificent? And of course, there's a pot lid. Look at that, absolutely staggering. So I'm just going to move back and show you that Instead of like in my other videos where I group all colours together in the same theme, look at this shelf here where I've alternated purple, blue, purple, blue, purple, blue, purple, blue all along for the plates. The mugs contrast, well, there is a purple mug which matches perfectly the plate, but then there's an orange mug just stuck in there because it's so darn beautiful. It's got to go in with the with the bird subject, but obviously the colour doesn't sort of exactly fit in, but my goodness, what a display. Moving up to the top, there's a bit more random there. We've got a trio there in the brick red, and then we've got 3 green plates, as you can see, and 2 pink mugs and a light pink cup and saucer. So it all works. And I mean, obviously moving down to the swallow, you've got a group of 3 there. So it's just an alternative to the type of display that I've shown, as I've already said on my other videos, where typically I've grouped the ware together by the colour ground. So, you know, you can do whatever you want. The main thing to remember, as I always say, is you buy or rent a house or a flat, apartment, call it what you will, and you look and you see what you get for your money, and you look in terms of square footage for the floor. But what about the walls? The walls are incredibly valuable square footage as well, and yet very few people really make use of the walls. Think of the square footage on a blank wall and do something with it. You know, put up shelves, collect Prattware, mugs, jugs, plates, etc., etc. Also pot lids. Just fill your life with colour. And colour gives joy. It's enduring. It never fades. It's always there. As long as you take care of it and don't go and knock it off the shelf, it'll always be there to enjoy. So a longer than usual video today, and why not, you know. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, I mean, ask. I could have gone into a lot more detail, but I know people like things to be on the brief side on YouTube. So I'll conclude there. Until next time, there's plenty more videos to come in the future. So thank you for watching. I hope it's been of some enjoyment for you. Bye for now.